That's still around. They rebooted it and she was on the show.
There's a second season starting. I'm not on.
Oh, then why do we care?
I thought Chuck Barris was dead.
Yeah, no, they're doing it with Mike Myers, like made up as some other fucking dude. Yeah. Yeah. But we love Hannah, don't we? Give it up for Hannah one more time. Nathan Bill without the mic stand. Super pumped to bring up our next comedian. He's a buddy of mine. I've known him for about as long as I've been out here in LA. We're improv buddies from back in the day. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my man, Oliver Sang.
All right, I made it. What's up, guys? Los Alamos. It's a place to be, right? Yeah. Coachella, right? We got nothing going on over there. Oh, God. It's good to be here, guys. It's good to be here. I've been in LA, gosh, close to like 4 years at this point.
This is LA, man. Los Alamos.
This is LA.
Come on, man.
Oh my God, you're right. You were the original LA, weren't you? I dig it. I dig it. We're still LA comics, guys. We never left. We never left. It is nice though. LA is it's only a couple hours from Santa Maria, so it's nice to be able to come back and like see all the progress that Santa Maria's making. Like I see that they're expanding a little, getting a new like shopping center going on. It's pretty cool. You guys are getting your Old Navy, the first Old Navy in Santa Maria that I've seen. That's really more of a victory for Old Navy, though, right? Do we really need more Old Navies? Has anyone had trouble finding an Old Navy? I've never had to like go out of my way to get clothes from Old Navy. They're always don't have to go online and find some used ones or something that are out of stock. Got plenty of short sleeve button-ups. Okay, doing good. Read the room. I like the vibes. Apparently, 7 people didn't make it to the show. It's okay, we'll work with it. Where else would that purse sit? I don't know where we'd put it. Exactly, yeah. I got 2 feet in the purse, front and back, and 2 hands clasped. Digging it. Okay, moving on. LA, Los Angeles, not LA.
You have to be clear.
I have to be clear now.
The bacon.
The Biggin. Can I just call it that for now? The Biggin? So over at the Biggin, there's a lot of differences from like a small town like LA. Like, I mean, jeez. You got it all mixed up, man. The Biggin, LA, second LA. Where the hell are we? It's all just California. A big difference about LA from Santa Maria is LA loves advertising so much. It's crazy. It's on billboards, it's on buses, it's on bus stops, it's on buildings. Anything that starts with a B, really, they got it covered. A few other things, too. It's so obnoxious, you guys. They'll have advertisements for things that you would just never want. You know, like there's a billboard on my street right now that just says, syphilis is serious. Which helps no one. Because you either have syphilis or you don't. And if you don't, it's because you're aware that syphilis is serious. That is why you do not have syphilis. And if you do have syphilis, then you just have this constant reminder that your incredibly embarrassing disease is also quite serious. It's victim shaming, that's what it is. That'd be like if you were a leg amputee and there was just a sign on your street that said, having no legs makes it hard to walk. Really? Really? Thank you for that. Speaking of billboards, I've been seeing a lot for this movie coming out called Sherlock Gnomes. You guys know about this? It's the semi-sequel to the previous movie, Gnomeo and Juliet. These are just animated gnome remakes of classic movies. It's a genius genius strategy for this director to go down. Just only known puns. That's my whole career. That's what I'm sticking with. That's my niche.
For the no.
It's not a bad idea though. I'll give him that. It's just that he missed his target audience. You know, he aimed it at kids. These are PG movies. I mean, he should have been aiming at like intense action drama flicks, you know, for adults, you know. Who wouldn't want to see a known country for old men? No? You could see it. Casino Royale. Pretty awesome. Gran Torino, anybody? Anybody? Known brother, where art thou? It worked, Casey, it worked. Okay, moving on.
I think who doesn't want to see no porn, man? Come on.
I think that's just you, sir. I appreciate the Good stuff. Another difference between LA and Santa Maria is the parking is just so much better here. It's unbelievable. I feel like you guys could just park in the red zone and it'd just be fine. Like you're not blocking anyone. Fire truck could just come around. You don't have red parking? That is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's fantastic. Do cops here even make parking tickets? Like, do they need to? There's This is so cool that it's also named LA and it's just so far from in every way. Every possible way. What was I talking about? Parking. It was crazy, like, when I moved to LA, that was the first time I'd seen a car that actually had been booted. You know the boot where they just lock a wheel so you can't move, which is an odd punishment for someone who parked somewhere they're not supposed to park. I mean, where's the logic? It'd be like if I murdered someone and they just handcuffed me to the body and I just had to carry that around with me to like dealt with that. Yeah. Well, that completes all my smooth transitions. Everything from here is just non-sequitur. Just so you guys know. We're running out of time. Guys, my birthday is July 18th. Yeah. Which makes me a Cancer. That's right. It's the worst zodiac. It just is. It's horrible. I mean, like, I know it doesn't mean the disease cancer. It just means like a crab. But if your zodiac was called hepatitis, and it just meant like a cat or something, would you go around with that? Would you put that on your Instagram bio? I don't think you would. I wouldn't. I don't get the loss in translation either. Like, did they just call crabs cancers back in the day? Like when they named the zodiacs, was that the term? And then why is it not the term now? Like, why did we shorten it and make it a different word? Like, my point is, it's very scarring when you're a child to hear that you're a Cancer. It hurts. It takes something from you. How did they land on crabs? Like, it does not look like a crab. If you've seen it, the star formation, it's just like 4 stars in a weird... It's not a crab. I don't know how they got it. But I think there should be an animal. You know, it should be based off of what animal you resemble most, just physically, you know, because then I would just be a sloth. Right? Can you see it? I think so. stuck with cancer. So, not. Anyway. Okay, how you guys doing? Yeah? Good. I can't talk right now, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. How many, what was that? I think, I'm actually, yeah. Super, like a superhero. That's how high. No, I'm not. I'm a family here, okay? That's it. My grandma's sitting right there. Hi, Grandma. Don't worry, it gets way worse than that. So you know.
How high are you instead of high?
Anybody here got the iPhone X? One guy. One guy.
Wow.
I don't even live here.
It's a pretty good phone, right? They got some stuff, some interesting stuff. You know, they got the AR capability, so now you can send your friend a piece of shit that talks and sounds like you, has your facial expressions. You know, it's pretty amazing.
What's AR?
Augmented reality. Jeez.
In our world, it's automatic rifle. Like,
Automatic rifle.
that's AR.
They should have put that in the next iPhone.
Right?
Some self-defense capability.
You can get that on a phone?
Next model. The iPhone X2. You'll have it. Do you guys remember though when like the iPhone 4 came out?
Yes.
It was crazy. It was amazing.
I remember Rotary, dude.
What is a rotary? You guys, when the 4 came out, it was revolutionary, right? It was the first selfie cam, the first gyroscope in a phone. FaceTime had just been created, some Star Trek shit. And then when the 6 and 7 came out, there was nothing cool, right? They had a couple of years where it was pretty lame. Like when Steve Jobs introduced the 4, he was a freaking rock star, you know. When Steve Jobs introduced the 7, no, not Steve Jobs. Sorry, the new guy. Gay Steve Jobs. That's his name. That's his name. Gay Steve Jobs. When he introduced the 7, he was just hyperinflating the things that are supposed to come with an upgraded phone. You guys remember this? Like I remember it very clearly. He went out with his turtleneck over a button-up. And he goes, "I'm very excited to introduce to you the iPhone 7. We've put some of the best minds together to bring you a new battery. This battery is the longest lasting battery of any iPhone ever. I know. We've also reduced the size 0.3 millimeters. I know. And one more thing. We got rid of the auxiliary port. Suck it. That all happened. Word for word. End quote. I remember it. Okay, moving on. What's up, Alec? Let's go. Sweet. I just wanted to check in really quick. Can I? Never mind. You guys are all here. I don't want to be rude.
I'll go ahead.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. You're used to it.
What else? I'm 23 years old. Yeah. No applause still. They just don't applaud ages. I don't know what it is.
They're not impressed by anything we have to offer.
What relative do you live with?
My brother.
Ah,
You did like you already knew. It was like, oh, that guy totally lives with his brother. You just see it in his eyes.
We're just not like a grandma.
God. 23 years old. I've been seeing a lot of my friends starting to have kids. You know?
Why?
Because how else do you make people, you know? I don't know. That's what I was reasoning. I don't think I'm going to do it anytime soon because I don't know how to hang out with kids, which is like the whole job. Is just being near them in their vicinity. I'm sure I'm missing a couple things, but that seems like most of it from an outsider looking in. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah. I went over to my friend's house one time and watched their kid with them, which was just watching Winnie the Pooh for 2 hours. Which I feel like they put some weird like subliminal messages in that show, you know, that are kind of inappropriate. Like for starters, his outfit is no pants and a red V-neck crop top. Just seems a little slutty to me. Children's cartoon. I did that joke one time and this woman in the front said, "It's not slutty because he doesn't have any genitals." To which I said, if I were to pitch a show about a human, no penis, no vagina, just a basic pelvis, no pants, crop top, running through the forest looking for honey, and occasionally hanging out with an 11-year-old English boy named Christopher Robin. That's an R-rated show. At least. At very least. At the very least, that doesn't air any sooner than 2 a.m. on Adult Swim. You know, it's one of those shows, right? It's pure shock value. Don't get me started on Eeyore. His tail is not attached, which means they have to hammer it in. That is animal abuse. Yeah, right? Fuck that show. Sorry, Grandma. I do all my joke writing on Apple Notes. Just went all digital. And I typed Winnie the Pooh, and Winnie got that little red line under it, which means that it's not a word. I thought that was amazing, right? Because we all know Winnie as a word. I mean, it's Winnie the Pooh, it's the sound a horse makes. It's the name of Jimmy Fallon's daughter. I mean, it's a word. It's not like a defined, actual, recognized word. I thought that was amazing. So I typed the sentence, "I think that's amazing." And amazing was auto-corrected to amazeballs. Which is an actual word, apparently. So I Googled amazeballs, and the dictionary definition came up. And it said, extremely good or impressive, comma, amazing. Now, there's a lesson here. I'm not quite sure what it is. When amazeballs now is an actual defined word, like somebody fucked up, right? Somewhere, we let something slip. That's all I'm saying. I just don't know what it is. Maybe it should just be like, you're not allowed to take the first half of a word and then add balls to it. And now have that word be more recognizable to autocorrect than the original word that you started with. Because the thing about balls is,
Tell us.
the thing about balls is nothing that started off without balls would be better with balls added to it. That's just the universal law of nature. And this is where this joke gets kind of muddy, because like, there's a lot of like transgender people out there that don't have balls. They've never had balls, and they want to know what it's like to have balls and experience. And there's more to that, obviously. That's part of it, you know. But speaking as someone who's had balls his entire life. I mean, not my entire life. I didn't come out of the womb with. What I'm saying is, speaking as someone who's had balls for at least 10 years. I don't know when they drop. What I can tell you from experience is if I could just have the benefits of having balls, like the testosterone and the semen, that's pretty much it. And then just have like a clean Macintosh style dick, just I think that'd be the way to go, right? Instead of having these two just pain-sensitive organs that droop with time, they're gonna reach a small animals to claw at. It's a well thought out part of nature. I think that's the lesson. I think the lesson is balls are God's greatest mistake. Maybe. I don't know. Still figuring that out. Okay, time for notes. And I'm back. See how fast that was? You guys didn't even notice. Maybe you did. I don't know. What's up, Alec? Can you guys believe we did this? Like, have you guys ever had stand-up in Los Alamos before?
Never.
Right? We're the first ones. Good stuff. Good stuff. The first time anyone has just publicly talked about their balls to your faces. Oh, you do? Gotcha. Well, plenty of balls on. Just so I'm still not with you on that. I gotta be honest. I can't get on board of the gnome porn trend. It doesn't feel quite right. That's true. That's true. Guys, my brother, sitting right there. Give it up for him. I got you, man. I got you. He travels a lot. It's pretty amazing. Like this past year, he just went to Cuba. Saw the whim. Just felt like it. And he brought me back a souvenir that I was pretty stoked. He brought me back a legit Cuban cigar. Right? I know. I'm super stoked. I can't wait to smoke it. I just don't know when the right moment is, because it's got to be something celebratory, maybe like my birthday or my New Year's, the world's New Year's. But those happen like once a year, it's got to be something that happens like once in a lifetime, like having a kid or something. But like I said, like I don't know if I'm gonna have kids, so I was thinking I'd save it for my first abortion or something. Thank you. Jake gets it. That's all I need. Can't you picture it though? Doesn't it seem right? Surrounded by your buds like a Cuban cigar. Bunch of balloons that say, "It was a boy." That concludes the abortion section. Just those two. I just made eye contact with my grandma. Oh man, this is awesome. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. All right, where am I at? I don't smoke cigarettes. I could never get into it, Dare got to me. It really was it. Dare, you guys remember Dare? That company, Dare, of course. Yeah, I think it stands for like drugs are really everywhere. Drugs are really everywhere. Because they are, they're really like everywhere. So they got to me. I remember specifically the day that they got to me. It was in 4th grade. I was in Mrs. Lai's class, and this woman from there wheels in this ice chest, and inside of the ice chest are 2 lungs. This woman literally put the chest in ice chest for me. Just a little pun for you. Moving on. She opens up this ice chest and she pulls out a lung, which looked healthy. I mean, I'd never seen a lung ever. I don't know why you would, but it looked fine. And she hooks it up to this like rubber hose and starts like simulating breathing into it. And she says, "This is the lung of a healthy pig." And then she pulls out the second lung, and this lung is just black and crusted, and it's got a tumor dangling off of it. She hooks it up to the same hose and starts pumping in air, and it just barely even like takes any. And she says, "This is the lung of a pig that has smoked cigarettes for 10 years." As though it was the pig's decision. This whole time. His smoker pig friend just got him. Could catch him behind the barn, stealing some Marlboros. He has to go to the smoking only section of the farm, like Six Flags. The mother pigs get concerned from the coalition. To scar them for life, they find 2 humans, they cut out their lungs, they show it to them. And this is the lung of a human that smoked cigarettes for 10 years. It would work, guys. Because it worked on me. And that's why I don't smoke cigarettes. All right. Moving on to this next segment, I'm pretty stoked about it. It's called Philosophical One-Liners with Occasional Evaluation Afterwards. So, here we go. Okay. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, as long as you definitely weren't expecting chocolates. All right. I like the response. Here's one. The only path to true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. It's deep, right? It's a pretty good quote. But if knowing that you know nothing is one thing, think about it. Here's one. It's never too late. It is never too late. Unless the question is, what is 1 late plus 1 late?